Okay, so I'm going to talk to you guys today about listening to the needs of your client and how that is actually going to catapult your sales. You know, it can be really tough to know what your clients needs a lot of times because they frankly may not even know what they need either, right? And this is where I see a lot of people that are in sales do this all wrong because they really don't take the time to really listen to their clients and to literally figure out what they need. And when you do this and when you really take the time to really understand, and I mean really understand by asking great questions, your clients are going to basically love you and your sales are just going to catapult. So, and you're going to be able to give them actually what they want and help them get ahead. And that's the whole purpose, right? Because if you don't understand your client, nothing is going to actually work. So when it comes to sales, you should really always be looking for ways that you're going to be able to help those clients in ways that they never imagined before. And when you take the opportunity to really dig deep and get to know them, this is probably the biggest thing that I see so many people fail because everybody in sales a lot of times is they're not pushy, but they tend to like word vomit on people because they want to get everything they want to say out that they don't really understand the brevity. Okay. So let me give you a few little tips that you can put into place, right? So one of the things, I'm going to give you 5 things that you can think about with your clients to help them and be more sufficient when it comes to actually listening to your clients. Okay. So the first thing I want you to do is I want you to ask questions about what your client does and what they need from you. A lot of times we don't tend to take the time to get to know them. I used to always take the opportunity to really get to know my clients first. You know, like even things that are not anything to do with business, like family, kids, hobbies, anything that you can find out, because those are things that are great. Because when you come back for your second conversation, your third conversation, you've bonded in a way and you can follow up on some of those things as well. So it really makes you really stand out. So really take the time to get to know somebody on those different levels and ask questions about, you know, what they do and what they need from you. Like understand, like if your first time call, third time call, fifth time, I don't care what call it is, you want to be really clear about understanding what they specifically need from you. And if your service or project or whatever you have doesn't fit their needs, then you need to be honest with them as well, because you're not going to be able to sell to everybody, and that's okay. So you move on, but your honesty with people is going to go so far with people because they're going to really appreciate the fact that you told them the truth about what you're doing. The second thing I want you to do is listen carefully and make sure that you understand them. This is a big one, right? A lot of times we say we're listening, but when we're listening, if you're thinking about your next conversation already before you really hear them out, then you're not really listening. So I really want you to just really take back. And when they say something to you, I want you to repeat back what they say to you. Say, so from what I'm understanding you telling me right now, you would like to do this. And if you got that, this would do this for you. Am I accurate with that? Did I miss anything? Right? You want to also always clarify when you're asking questions, and that will solidify the fact that you are truly, truly listening to people. Okay. The third thing I really want you to do is find out what other companies that have worked with them before in the past and what they like and what they didn't like about them, right? Basically, if they had a bad experience, you want to work really hard to make sure that they don't have a bad experience. And if they had a good experience, you want to know what those things are so you can emulate those things as well and provide that same great experience. You know, if they had like follow-ups or phone calls or what things that they did, those are things that you really want to listen to and make sure that you're very sensitive to it, right? You want to make sure that you actually, like, they feel like they're heard and that you actually truly genuinely care about them. Okay. Now, the fourth thing I want you to do is I want you to figure out if there's anything specific that they've been struggling with lately that might be affecting their productivity or their sales. So if you can really drill down and find out what it is that's hampered them, that they can't get ahead, Maybe it's something you weren't even prepared to have a conversation with about today. But when you're hearing them, you're like, oh, and here's another pro tip. If you know somebody that can help them with that, even though it's not you, oh my gosh, you are going to score so many points, because when you offer somebody else's service to somebody and you don't make up stuff that you can actually do it for them, and you know that you can't, you are going to, I promise you, you will get so many more sales back if you spend the time to really ask those questions so that you understand more about what they have. And if you can provide somebody else that can help them with a solution, you're still helping them, right? They're still going to remember it's you, even though it's yet somebody else at this time. They're going to remember how valuable you are. Okay. And then last but not least, I want you to, when you get all that information gathered from them, I want you to come up with something new or something different that's going to help them solve that problem, right? So think of something that you can package together. Maybe it's something that you can do to help improve their productivity or their sales or their numbers or something like that. But think of something genuinely that you could uniquely put together that maybe you hadn't even thought about, right? Because when you treat people as individuals and not like, okay, I have to sell everybody everything, they are going to greatly appreciate that. So the more you find out, the more you listen, the more you ask questions, and you're really asking questions, the more you are going to really succeed in business, right? Because asking questions, listening careful, gathering information that is going to create something new to offer, that's going to be different, is going to help them solve a problem, right? Your clients are going to appreciate you and your efforts, and you'll be able to improve your sales numbers, and it's a win-win situation for both of you. So I hope these tips helped you today, and I've got my masterclass. If you want to be on the wait list, put wait list below, and I'm excited for you guys for some great things that we've got coming your way this year.